everyone, my name is Kate Kalthoff and welcome to a Stamping to Share video. Today I'm going to share with you a couple of cards that I created with the Happy Home stamp set. And I also used a Sale-a-bration paper pack, and this is the Botanical Gardens vellum pack that you can get with any $50 purchase through March 31st. You can just select it as one of your free items. You can pick stamp sets or a couple of different paper packs. It's up to you. But one thing I love about this set of cards is that it uses the It's My Party enamel dots. And so I have one here in yellow where I used the It's My Party washi tape and then some gold baker's twine. And then this is put on crushed curry because the crushed curry is one of the colors in the enamel dots. And then another color in the enamel dots is this mint macaron. So I used the 1-inch lace trim to accent this. And the color I'm going to make today is Melon Mambo, because as you can see on these It's My Party enamel dots, we have the mint macaron, the crushed curry, and the Melon Mambo. So we're going to make a card similar to what I showed you, except in Melon Mambo. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to need a 5.5 by 8.5 piece of Melon Mambo cardstock, which I've already scored at 4 1/4. And so we're just going to fold along the score line, and then what I'm going to do is put my next panel on. My next panel is going to be a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of smoky slate. And I'm going to run this through the embossing machine, which I've already done, and I've used the Boho Chic embossing folder. So it looks like this. Now the reason I chose this folder and the colors that I chose is because in March it's really windy oftentimes in Minnesota, and so flying a kite is a really fun thing to do, but it's still kind of gray out. I mean, we don't really get, you know, a lot of color, I guess you could say, until about the end of April, or actually sometimes not even until about mid-May. And so we have these gray blustery days, but we have the hope of spring coming. And so I just thought these enamel dots kind of looked really bright and pretty against the gray. But yet that was all still sort of in the background, because you can see I used the vellum over the top. There's always a process that goes into making cards, and so I'm just trying to explain that. Probably doesn't make a lot of sense, but I thought I'd give it a shot. The next thing we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and do our ribbon wrap before we put this down on our card. So I have some of this stitch satin ribbon, and it is lovely. It is so soft and easy to work with. So we're just going to go ahead, I just cut a strip, and I'm going to secure this with some Scotch tape. All right, as you can see, I've got this secured with Scotch tape. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this down onto the front panel of my card, and I'm going to use some multi-purpose liquid glue, and we'll just set this down right here on the front panel. All right, and now we need to do a little stamping. So we're going to be stamping directly on this 3-inch square of the Botanical Gardens vellum pack that's in our Sale-a-bration offerings this year. This is what the pack looks like, and it actually coordinates with the paper from the Botanical Gardens Designer Series paper pack. So it's kind of fun. You can actually match the vellum to the Designer Series paper if you desire. I really like that. And so I picked this particular square because I thought it looked kind of windy looking, and you need a good wind to fly a kite. And so this is just a 3-inch square, and this is where we're going to do our stamping. So I have some StazOn ink, and I have my kite that we are going to stamp onto this vellum panel. So I'm just going to put it somewhere as close as I can to the center, give it a good press, and there it is. And then we're going to take the enjoy, just a little word, enjoy, and we're just going to stamp this right here. And there it is. Isn't that cute? I just love it. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a 2.5-inch circle punch out. I just used my 2.5-inch circle punch. And we are going to just take a little bit of multi-purpose liquid glue on the back side here, and we are going to center this right here onto the front of our card. We'll press that down And then we're going to flip this over and we're going to put some glue dots on the back so we can set this over the top of our circle punch out. So to grab the glue dots, I'm just going to use a paper piercing tool, and I'm just going to set one glue dot in each corner of this 3-inch square of paper. And I'm trying to kind of put them in the same spot on each corner because that is where our enamel dot is going to go. So it's going to kind of hide the glue dot. So we're going to set this right here on the front panel of our card and give it a little bit of a press and secure that down. And now we can go ahead and we'll just add our Melon Mambo enamel dots right over the top of that glue dot. And I'm, again, just using my paper piercing tool to just set this down. I really love my paper piercing tool. You see it in almost every video that I do. There, and we have all of our dots secured onto the front of our card, and now all we need to do is do one more little bit of a tie on here with the Melon Mambo ribbon, and then our card will be complete. So we're just gonna do one little tie over, and then we'll just trim this up with our ribbon scissors, and we have a beautiful spring card. And this is the completed card for you. Isn't it fresh and pretty? I just love it. So here's the one I did with the mint macaron, and here is the one I did with the crushed curry. So pretty. Hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much for stopping by Stamping to Share. I truly appreciate you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.